full horror story real life. Blizzard encounter. Story 1. The woman in the neighbor's house. Winter storms can make even the safest places feel dangerous. But what happened to me and my brother during one of Colorado's worst blizzards was something far beyond danger. This wasn't an animal. This wasn't our imagination. And to this day, the people we saw inside that house were never identified. I was 8 years old. My brother, Josh, was 11. We were spending our winter break at our family's old wooden cabin, tucked deep into the snowy forests of Colorado. A place we loved. A place that always felt safe. Outside, the snowstorm was brutal wind howling, snow cutting through the air like needles. But to kids, that just meant adventure. Every year, Josh and I played this game. We built 2 snow forts on opposite sides of the road, hid a giant snowball jewel inside each one, and raced to steal the other person's treasure. A simple, innocent game. Or it should have been. Josh ran off to build his fort near the neighbor's property. Now, these neighbors were never around. Their house was this old wooden place that sat completely silent all winter. No lights, no footprints, no signs of life. Josh said he'd blow the whistle once his fort was ready. 5 minutes passed, then 10. Still no whistle. At first I thought maybe he was perfecting his fort, or making his treasure extra hard to find. But something felt off. A strange quietness settled over the woods, like the storm itself had paused. So I decided to go find him. When I reached the neighbor's yard, everything looked wrong. Josh's snow fort was there, but the snow around it was undisturbed. No tracks, no sign of him playing, walking, or even standing there. Just an untouched fort and silence. I called his name. No answer. I took a few steps toward the porch, when suddenly, a woman's voice came from behind me. "Excuse me, are you looking for your brother?" I turned. A woman stood in the open doorway of the neighbor's house. I froze. The neighbors weren't home. They hadn't been home all week. And yet here she was, smiling at me. A wide, stiff, unnatural smile. Like her face wasn't used to smiling. Her clothes didn't match the weather thin, outdated, like something from decades ago. Before I could answer, something in the top floor window caught my attention. Someone else was there. A figure standing completely still, half their face hidden behind the curtain, just staring at me. No expression, no movement, just watching. Story: to the Glade Trail Trap. We thought we were just meeting 2 pretty girls on a ski mountain. Instead, we walked straight into a trap. A trap designed for people who would never be seen again. A few winters ago, my friends and I went skiing in Vermont. Huge mountain, endless trails, perfect weather. It was the last hour before the lifts closed when we met 2 girls, Taylor and Devon. Beautiful, confident, almost unreal. Like they didn't belong to the mountain but were somehow placed there. They told us they were bored of skiing with old people and wanted to hang out with younger guys. For once, they had energy, charisma, almost too much. Then they offered us drinks from some unmarked bottle. Everyone took a sip, everyone except me. I pretended to drink, but something inside me said, "Don't." Their smiles felt rehearsed, like they were waiting for us to swallow. Then Devon asked if we had ever tried a trail called Devil's Forest, a secret glade trail rarely open, supposedly the best part of the mountain. We loved tree skiing, so of course my friends agreed. But the girls said we had to hike uphill first. No ski trail starts uphill, not a single one. That was the first sign something was wrong. As we started climbing, Jaden leaned close and whispered, "Dude, something feels off." I nodded. Those girls were too perfect, like actors reading from a script. Their smiles didn't even touch their eyes. We reached a narrow, steep slope surrounded by trees. They told us we should finish the bottle before skiing down. My friends Ryland, Amir, and Jaden drank, heavily, excited laughing. The girls didn't drink a single drop. I held the bottle, but didn't take a sip. Devon looked straight at me, a cold, icy glare, then instantly switched back to her sweet smile. Something inside me screamed to leave, but it was too late. We skied down the trail. At the bottom, everything changed. No lift, no signs, no trail markers, just dense woods and a frightening stillness. Then, Rylan collapsed. Amir collapsed. Jaden dropped to the snow like someone cut their strings. One by one, all unconscious. The girls dropped their fake personalities instantly. Their faces went blank. Emotionless. Their voices flat. Taylor leaned down and whispered. He didn't drink enough. My vision blurred. I felt weak, but I stayed conscious. The girls grabbed my friend's skis for pairs and began dragging them through the snow, like payment for something. All I could do was follow the tracks. I forced my body forward, step by step, fighting the dizziness. At the edge of the forest, I found them, a white van, parked, engine running, side door already sliding open, and 4 large men stepped out. The girls handed over the skis. One of the men counted them like merchandise. The look on the girls' faces was terrifying. Calm, cold, professional. This wasn't random. This was a system. Before anyone saw me, I turned and ran back into the woods. Branches cut my face. Snow burned my lungs, but I kept running. Somehow, I made it back. My friends were still unconscious, but alive. Eventually, they woke up, confused and sick, but breathing. We reported everything. The girls were never found. The van disappeared. And worst of all, there is no record, no map, no history of any ski trail called Devil's Forest. Story 3. The Ice Watcher. Soft wind plus crunching snow, as if we thought walking on the frozen lake would be peaceful. A quiet night under a full moon. But something was waiting, just beneath the ice. And it wasn't human. Last winter, a group of 4 friends, me, Ryan, Lily, and Mark, decided to walk on a frozen lake in upstate New York. The snow was fresh, the moonlight bright, and the ice stretched perfectly across the whole lake. We joked about skating, sliding, and taking photos. A fun, harmless adventure, until we reached the center. That's when Lily froze. "Look," she whispered. Across the lake, a dark figure was standing still on the ice. At first we thought it was a fisherman or someone checking traps. But the way it stood, unmoving, watching, it didn't seem human. Its shadow stretched unnaturally long under the moonlight, and it held something dark and heavy in its hands. A long stick, or maybe a crowbar. I noticed ripples in the ice near its feet, like it had broken the surface, but was somehow standing above it. We tried to back away slowly, but the snow beneath our boots cracked in an odd pattern. Then the figure started moving, slow, deliberate, not running, not walking, normally gliding, almost floating. Mark whispered, "Guys, something's wrong. This isn't a person. It can't be." The wind blew hard, snow stinging our faces, but we could hear its footsteps, solid, heavy, echoing across the ice, even though nothing should have been making sound on that smooth, frozen surface. Suddenly, a loud crack. The ice near Ryan gave way, and he slipped into a shallow hole. Before we could react, the figure tossed the object, a black bag, toward the hole. I grabbed it instinctively, but it was heavy. Something inside was moving, making wet, scraping noises. The figure didn't approach us. It just stood at the edge of the ice, watching, motionless, waiting. We realized we weren't just on ice. We were trapped in the center of the lake. Every step closer to the shore, made the ice groan dangerously. I told everyone to hold hands and crawl backward. We slid across the frozen surface, the bag bouncing beside us, strange wet sounds echoing from inside. Finally, we reached the shoreline. We turned back, and the figure was gone, not walking away, just vanished. The black bag was left behind, partially buried in the snow. We didn't touch it. Not a single one of us. We reported the incident to local authorities. They checked the lake. No footprints, no disturbance on the ice. No record of any missing person or strange activity. We left the bag behind, never looked back. To this day, I avoid frozen lakes at night. And sometimes, when the wind whistles across the snow, I swear I see a shadow moving silently on the ice, just watching.